Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatima, and here I talk about books, about personal development, lifestyle, and just share my travel adventures. But today we're going to talk about my gym workout routine. So before we start, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional, I don't train with a personal trainer. I'm just simply sharing my experience to document my progress, and I hope it will inspire you too. I've been going to the gym consistently for the past 2 years. I did take breaks occasionally, so every 6 months or so I would take 2 to 4 weeks breaks, but apart from that I was going pretty consistently. So I usually go Monday, Wednesday and Friday every time, and with the stretching and warm-up, overall the full session lasts for about 2 to 2.5 hours. I used to do a classic split workout routine, but currently I'm doing a full body workout routine. Let's dive right into it. So I start every single workout with a 10-minute treadmill walk. Usually I set the speed to 4 with 0 incline. I do adjust the incline and speed occasionally. It really depends on the energy level that I have and also on the phase that I'm in during the month. For almost all my exercises I follow a simple 2+2 rule. So first 2 sets I do with comfortable weights, and the last 2 sets I do the reps until failure, and I pick up the challenging weight. So usually I add up around 5 to 10 kilograms depending on the muscles that I'm targeting, or it can be 1 to 2 kilograms. So if it's legs, then it's 5 to 10. If it's arms or upper body, then usually it's 1 to 2 or 2 to 4. For the last 2 sets I usually do until failure, so it's about 6 to 10 reps. Let's look at my Monday's workout. The first exercise for Monday is squats. I usually start squats with warm-up set. So I get an empty barbell and I do around 14 to 16 reps. Only after that I start doing my working sets. So usually first 2 sets, as I mentioned, is a comfortable weight, and for the last 2 sets I do add up more weight, and I try to progress week over week. Of course it depends on which phase I'm in. Next up are RDLs. So same logic applies here. The first 2 sets are base set, and the last 2 sets I do heavier sets, pushing myself to the limit. For calves, I like to find a platform where I can stand with my toes. So when I'm going down, my heels are not touching the ground too quickly. It really gives this extra pressure and lets me work on my calves muscles a bit more. Another life hack that I found out about recently is that you can have like 1 second pause at the top of your movement and then at the bottom. So it will also allow you to kind of squeeze the muscles more. I don't know if it's the right word to use, but yes, and you can really feel that the calves are burning. Next one is dumbbell shoulder press. This is the exercise that I just recently added, and that's why the form is not perfect. And this is one of the exercises where I do not go too heavy on the weights. I don't progress with weights that fast as I would do with leg. For the first 2 sets it's a comfortable weight, and then for the last 2 sets I usually add up only 2 kilograms. To finish the upper body for Monday I do lateral raises, and this exact exercise I also started recently, just in May. That's why the form is definitely not there yet. I can even see it in the mirror that something is off, but I cannot really point what is off, and when I try to fix it, it kind of doesn't happen. Currently I just focus on mastering the movement, and I don't increase the weight for this exercise at all. So whenever I introduce new exercises like this, for example for lateral raises, I did watch a lot of YouTube tutorials, a lot of shorts. If I'm lucky, I'm also asking people in the gym if I see that someone is doing the same exercise that I want to do, and then I reach out to them and ask if they can help me. So it does work sometimes people are not there, so I'm just using YouTube tutorials, and then I also film myself and kind of try to feed it into AI to ask AI if my form is correct or not. When you start exercising, it's really important to kind of give yourself the time to adjust, not only physically but also mentally. Give your brain time to adjust that this is what is happening. You're going to get the work done like 3-4 times a week consistently, and your body just needs to understand that this is safe, this is good, and you are taking care of yourself. For example, when I started doing the squats, I even couldn't lift the barbell, so I was just doing the squats with dumbbells like 4 kg, 6 kg, 8 kg, and then gradually I increased the weight. And one day, I think it happened just last year in January, I was able to squat or using like the empty barbell, and then then gradually I added even more weight. Now I'm so good at it that I can just do a warm-up set using a barbell, and then I add up the weight. I'm saying it like I don't know, I'm lifting like 100 kgs. I don't even lift my weight right now, but I'm still so impressed, and I'm really proud of myself, of the progress that I have achieved in these 2 years. So I hope that this will also inspire all the people who want to go to the gym but also feel intimidated by the people who are training there or who look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Give yourself time to adjust, and you will not see the results in the next 2 months for sure. For me, it took 2 years to see the results, and right now I just look like an average person. I don't look like someone who really trains consistently yet, but I know that once you train 2 years, 3 years, it will show up after really quickly, because you will build muscle, and then you burn more calories and your body spends more energy, meaning that you will also burn the fat. Of course, this is really connected to nutrition and I can cover it in another video, but now yes, let's get back to my gym workout routine. Speaking about the progress, the next ones are push-ups, and I'm really excited to share. I'm really proud to say that I was able to do my first push-up last month. It wasn't correct, it wasn't beautiful, but I was able to lift my own body, not from the knees, not giving myself any assistance, but I was doing it from the toes. Was good. Right now I can do 7 push-ups in a row. Again, it's not the perfect form. I have to work a lot on the perfect form. My first set is body weight only until failure, and then the second set I do body weight only until failure, and then immediately switch to assisted push-ups from the knees. I repeat the same logic for the last 2 sets. Okay, so that was my Monday workout, and now let's dive into my Wednesday workout. For Wednesday, after my usual 10-minute walk, I again start with the legs and with leg exercises, and the first one is Bulgarian split squats. I do start Bulgarian split squats with my non-dominant leg, so for me it's the left one, and I do again 2 sets with comfortable weight, the ones that I'm confident in, like 12 reps, and then the last 2 sets I do heavier weights until failure, so usually it's around 8-10 reps for each leg. After Bulgarian split squats, I go to hip thrusts. I know that people are using a lot of different machines. Some people are just using a bench and a barbell. I'm using this machine in the gym because I had it, and I also like how this machine locks the shoulders so your body stays in place while also you have full range of motion for the hips. Same logic in here. Basically every exercise is 2+2 rule, except I would say the ones that are new and just some accessory exercises, but I will mention them later on in the video. Staying hydrated is really important. I take water usually to the gym. I used to drink creatine and protein during the session, but I'm not doing it anymore, and I can share the reasons why later if you want. After legs, I do switch to upper body again, so I do assisted pull-ups, and for that I'm using this pull-up machine. So I just recently started doing this, and I have a long way to go before I can lift myself without assistance. Because this is an assisted movement, I actually decrease the weight gradually over sets. So usually I start with more weight that can help me lift myself, and then for the last 2 sets I decrease the weight. It gets more challenging. Next one is triceps. I know that I have to work a lot on my elbow positioning, but for some reason right now I cannot lock the elbows properly for triceps and for biceps, but I'm working on it. So far, this is how my form looks like right now. I recently took InBody test, and according to my InBody test results, I have to train my upper body more consistently. That's why I try to never skip upper body exercises or arm exercises. The last exercise for Wednesday is hyperextensions. Before, I used to go to another gym and I used to do hyperextensions for back, like for the lower back, using the specific machine. But since this gym doesn't have it, so I'm just using this Roman chair. The form is still not perfect again, but I think that it's getting better over time. And now I'm just using my weight, but I'm planning to add like free weights moving forward. So those are my first 2 workout days, Monday and Wednesday. And now I want to talk about something that I've been ignoring for a long time and I wasn't focusing on it, but I recently realized that food plays a big role in overall health, in your your workout progress, sleep, hormones, mood, everything. Right now I'm trying to build muscle and burn fat, so basically on body recomposition. So far the InBody test really helped me to kind of work on my nutrition and work on the food that I'm taking. If you don't know what InBody test is, basically it's a body composition analysis that gives you information about your muscle mass, about your fat, and about water in your body. And also it can give you even the information about how much protein you should be taking, how much minerals you have, overall calorie intake that you need to have to build muscle or to maintain muscle, which is really useful. And if you want to know more about InBody test and about how I build my meals, please let me know in the comments. I will be happy to make additional video about that. Also, InBody test tells you about how much muscle you have throughout your body and where you need to focus. For me, this was also additional source of truth, where I found out where I have more muscle mass and where I have less muscle mass. So meaning that maybe I need to do isolated exercises for some muscle groups. For example, if I do biceps, then I do like usual 4 sets for left and right arm, but then I finish with additional set only for left arm. The same for leg exercises. So speaking of training, let's get back to workout routine. This is how my Friday workout looks like. After my treadmill warm-up, I start with deadlift. I wouldn't say this is focusing on legs, it's more for the whole body. Just 14 to 16 reps with an empty barbell, and then gradually I add weight. After the deadlift, I do seated cable rows, and for seated cable rows, for the first 2 sets, comfortable weight, and then challenging weight for the last 2 sets. I was thinking about adding more back exercises into the program, but I think that so far I have enough. I'm still experimenting with the program, so maybe in the future I would add something else. Then I do leg extensions and leg curls. These are accessory exercises, so basically they are for isolation for quads and for hamstrings. After I do inclined chest press. I don't know if this is the correct name for this exercise, but basically I'm using the Smith machine and the bench to do the chest press. And this is one of the exercises that I also started recently, also in May, so the form is not there yet, and this is the reason why I don't increase weight for this exercise at all for now, but I plan to perfect the form and then progress after time. The 6th exercise would be bicep curls. I'm trying to focus more on the upper body. Form here is also not perfect. I'm trying to lock the elbows. For some reason it's challenging. If you guys, any of you know how to lock the elbows during bicep curls or during exercises for triceps, please let me know. It will be really helpful. And the last one is hip abduction, and this is exercise number 7. Friday I think is the day with the biggest amount of exercises, but they are not as heavy or as energy consuming as the exercises for Wednesday, so I'm okay with that. For hip abductions, I just do 3 sets to wrap everything up, and then I do stretching. So after every exercise, whether it's Monday, Wednesday or Friday, I do stretching all the time for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's a good way to cool down and to stretch while my muscles are warm. And I also do love doing some yoga poses during stretching. It kind of helps also to calm the mind down. I also occasionally use a foam roller to roll leg muscles. Sometimes I do take a light dumbbells to work on my core, doing dead bugs. This is my full 3-day workout routine for Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. I think this is a really good program that covers basically everything. I make sure to hit all the major muscle groups like glutes, hamstrings, quads, back, and then I also have some accessory exercises like lateral raises, biceps, triceps. I do know that there are a lot more exercises that I can do, and some people even do 5-day workout week, but for me this program has been working really well. And as I mentioned, I spend around 2 to 2.5 hours in the gym 3 times a week. I also do warm-up and stretching, and sometimes I also finish with a sauna, which also helps kind of make the muscles more relaxed. I try to focus on the recovery because recovery is really important, and giving yourself proper sleep, proper food is also really important. If you'd like me to tell you more about the food that I'm taking or the meal plans that I have, I will be happy to share my findings and insights with you. Thank you so much for watching my very first video in English. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!